What's up, Metal Summoners? It is the Halloween episode of the Metal Summit this evening. We always appreciate you guys so very much for joining us on our Island of Misfit Toys. For myself and Angel to get to rock out with you guys every week, start your weekend in the middle of the week on Happy Hump Day, and tonight will be no different. So we really appreciate you letting all of your bats out of the caves, all of the cats out of the bag, and all the creepy things, pumpkins on laps, and all that kind of fun stuff. So we really appreciate you guys tuning in as always, because we're definitely going to have a lot of fun tonight. We are bringing back two very dear friends of myself and friends of the show as well. I think they are also now our first three-time alumni of our show. So that is super duper awesome. But we definitely want to take the time to introduce and thank Mark Hall, Lizzy Borden, Ghost in Your Heart. Welcome back to the Metal Summit, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, and happy Halloween.
Thank you. Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
You're wearing
So,
the map.
exactly, for sure.
What are you wearing?
But first and foremost, of course, speaking of Halloween, let's talk a little bit about Love Dying on Halloween. Congratulations on the new single. It's out for about a week now.
Yeah,
thank you.
Yeah. So you guys, of course, for anybody who's been following Ghost in Your Heart, or even for anybody who's getting like new into the band, you've got about a handful of singles out now. You put out your original set with Phantom Lover and Daughters of Darkness, and you followed that up with Black Roses, No Crucifix. Then you kind of paired Vamp, Blood Champagne along with Pet Cemetery, and now you've got Love Dies on Halloween. But first and foremost, talk a little bit about Love Dies on Halloween and your inspiration behind it.
Would you like to take that one?
I started writing this last Halloween, and I don't know, like I write a lot from experience, and I love him so much, and I just thought about like if he died on Halloween. I always write songs about killing him or him dying. So
she is very
emotional.
Woman.
I am woman. Hear me roar.
Yeah. I think it's always like a personal thing.
I'm trying to not, but it's. I always write when I'm in my emotions. I don't write happy. I don't write sad. I just write when I like feel.
Like she'll hear something that I wrote, or one of my other songs, and read into it too much. You know what I mean?
I'm always like, is that about me?
Yeah, and I'm like, no, I'm just trying to come up with a story. You know what I mean? For the most part, that's how it is. Music wise, I just felt that for whatever reason, I wanted it to be a little heavier. So I actually the song was recorded in dropped B tuning. So it's pretty low. I just wanted something like really low and deep and dark and a little more riffy. We've messed around. Daughters of Darkness kind of had a little bit of both. Most of the other ones a little more on like the electronic synthy side with of course guitars as well. As a guitar player, can't walk away from that. We'll always have that. But I just wanted to try something different. And I think the next one we talked about getting back to like more of the electronic aspect, a little more like Depeche Mode, but everything's going to be different. As we continue. She's got some more lyrics. Basically, she like writes lyrics and I'll do the music, and then we just kind of fine tune everything. We'll both sit there and say this works, this doesn't work, whatever. So.
Absolutely, for sure. For the current time being, when it comes to Ghost in Your Heart, are you looking to stay currently kind of singles oriented? Have you guys discussed the possibility of putting everything together in some kind of a package form?
I think
it's not something that we talked about thus far. I think what will probably happen is because it's been almost a year since we put anything new out, or it basically has been a year. We did the Blood Champagne and the Pet Cemetery cover. So in that time, things have been busy. I've been working on other projects. I've been doing a handful of gigs and just, now that pandemic has ended, traveling again. So it's been hard to even think about doing anything in terms of an album.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, but I think probably what's going to happen is we're going to do another one, hopefully two, and put those either one or two out at the same time. And then we might go back and kind of just slightly remix some of the stuff we've done if I feel there's a need. And then probably a few more, and then package that into an album.
Nice.
I do feel that after putting
at the very least another EP. It could be the sorry, I didn't cut you off.
No.
It could be the case that we just do another single, but we say, okay, well, we've got these 4 that we're gonna bang out, and then that'll come out, whenever we can get it out.
After putting out Love Dies on Halloween and like recording it, it was a long time, almost months since we had recorded.
Yeah, it was a while.
And you miss that. I mean, it's stressful, it's hard, it's fun, it's everything. There's so many emotions in like recording, but you love to do it. And I love seeing these little things that I write on paper and then handing it off to him, and then it's built up into this magical thing that like when he starts playing it for me, I'm like crying because I'm a very emotional person. I have frustration, I cry, I'm happy, I'm sad, I want to change this, I love this, but it's addicting. It's like a drug. Like you just want to keep. So I want to try and keep on some type of a I don't know what the right word is, like keep putting out stuff, but it's like, again, it's what you said, we'll probably do hopefully 2 more this year, and then
I think now that we have like with the Rock and Hard, we have a couple more well, actually not even really travel, but a couple more shows for the conventions, festivals, whatever, through the end of the year. But I think like the holiday time will be a good time for us we'll be able to be home and kind of work on some of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be, who knows? I can move quick if I want to move quick, and I can move really slow if that's what's happening. So we could have 2 songs by January, maybe 3. Who knows? You know what I mean?
Right.
But it just kind of depends on what we feel. Sometimes it's hard to get inspired. But
it's hard to get me in there.
Well, luckily, like I like not having to write the lyrics. I thoroughly enjoy that because it just takes like that extra to do off of me. And I like when she hands me something and I say, okay, I can make this work. Like most of the times it'll be she won't even like really have it structured where it's like verse, chorus, or bridge, whatever it may be. And I'll say, okay, this is the chorus. This, we're gonna do this here, this and that, and then we run it by each other, and then that's how it comes to life. And I actually kind of enjoy that a lot more than having to just be like, okay, well, I gotta do everything as like with the Ghost City Rebels and the Blood Joint stuff. So
yeah,
it's a nice way to work, I guess is what I'm saying.
Absolutely. No, 100%. And that's definitely a segment that I wanted to roll into as well, for sure, because also congratulations for you, Mark, in Ghost City Rebels. You have your EP out, Ghost City Blues, and also recently dropped the music video for Ghost City Blues.
Yes. That was that the video was kind of pieced from a lot of different things over the year. Some of that stuff, to be honest with you, was stuff that we
shot some stuff in Salem.
Well, some of the stuff in Salem, some of the still shots was from the Clown Motel in Tonopah, Nevada. The Old Town Cosmopolitan was in the beginning, walking to the hotel, and all the shots like in the hotel room were here in San Diego. But like all the Route 66 stuff, all those driving shots, for the most part, that was all from years ago. We were driving, living in Salem and driving out here to do shows and conventions and whatnot. And, the Clown Motel, I think a lot of it, well, not a lot of it, but some of it was, I had plans for the American Frankenstein video it just never came around. All just, like the random scenery stuff. And it just kind of fit,
Yeah.
So.
No, absolutely. So you're definitely no stranger, Mark, to various projects and musical kind of outlets and stuff like that, whether you're playing live, but also when it comes to putting out like your music in general, because you've got like the Blood Joint stuff, you've got the actual, Mark Hall like solo EP, and you've got the Ghost City Rebels that you just recently put out. Does your writing or yeah, I had that flowing out a little bit easier. Stylistically, is there anything in particular that you kind of look for when you're writing new music that you're like, this is a Blood Joint, this is a solo, this is now Ghost City Rebels? Or do you just kind of like, as the old saying goes, kind of throw things to the wall and see what sticks?
I kind of, so with Blood Joint, I mean, I've had that project in some shape or form, and most of it was just basically kind of like demo-y stuff that was like up on Reverb Nation, but that's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
The name. And at the very beginning, especially like the American Frankenstein EP, was just kind of like whatever I had to offer, that's what went on there. And then after that, with like October Lust, That Was Mine, that kind of stuff, I knew I wanted it a little more goth rock, industrial-ish, somewhere in there. But now, there's definitely like a fine line, between the two. I don't really have any plans right now to do more Blood Joint stuff. I'm not saying it's not going to happen. But the Ghost City Rebels, I'm liking the style. I'm more inspired by it and in it right now. And that's just kind of more rock and roll, melodic punk, whatever you want to call it. I don't really like labels, but that kind of thing. And I think in the future, if I do like another Blood Joint, it'll be like more like along the industrial, little harder than it has been, but a little more focused as well.
Absolutely, for sure. Because the most recent, I guess you would say, like Blood Joint stuff that you've released on socials and music platforms was Carnage in Your Dreams.
Correct.
Yeah. That was the first song that we ever worked on.
That was interesting to talk about. So that was Joe Castro for Terror Tunes had basically told Janet he wanted a song for the movie, and basically she told me, like, I didn't talk to him about it, but just from him to her to me was metal. And I was like, okay, well, I'll do that. Let's make a metal song. And if you want to call it that, I don't know, but that was the way I interpreted. And that was, she gave me a rundown. I haven't seen the movie. I haven't seen the movies. She gave me the rundown of the current one, the previous ones, and what Joe was looking for. And I just, put it to paper and put the music to whatever, kind of worked with the lyrics and kind of flowed. And it came out, I was happy with it. Will it be like that in the future? Not really sure. But what Janet was saying, Lizzy, sorry.
No, it's fine.
What do I call you on here? That was the first song that we actually, like, she came in and sang the harmonies on in the chorus. She did like the No Way Outs. And she had really never, sang before. And I had her do like the laugh at the end of the track. And she had a really good ear for it. I just kind of sang it and said, this is what it is. And she just went in and she did it, and she did it with my vocals going, which is not easy, singing a harmony over, especially with everything blaring in your ears, in the studio on a microphone. And she did a great job. And I said, okay, well, you got it. That's it. You know what I mean? Okay, we're done. took her, quicker to do that than it took me to, do half the stuff. So, but yeah, so that was, I think, probably.
I got the bug.
Yeah, exactly. That was when, I think we kind of.
So much fun.
Yeah, she enjoyed it, and okay, well, let's do something together, and then thus Ghost in Your Heart.
Absolutely, 100% for sure. So we definitely have some fun things to discuss when it comes to terror tunes, but I'm going to save that for the next segment. Because Angel, let's kick it up to you for a little bit, my guy. How you doing this evening? Happy Halloween, and how are the Metal Summoners doing?
I'm doing awesome. Happy Halloween to you as well. I thought I had lost a toothpick, but I found it.
It's an important part of the costume, brother. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I was like, this is the Halloween episode, right?
Yeah.
So, I have a couple of really good fan questions. Let's get on with a tough one. The Misfits. I don't want to.
Misfits, Sam Hain, or Danzig.
Misfits.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I like Danzig, but Misfits.
Yeah, and for merchandising purposes too. Like everybody recognizes that
It
logo.
really is.
Got the Fiend.
Yeah.
Brian wants to know, does the skeleton have a name?
Bob.
Bob. Yes, Bob.
We name everything Bob. Bob the skeleton.
He looks like a Horatio.
Well,
Could be.
Bob Horatio.
Yeah, there you go.
Your favorite B horror movie?
Shoot. I'll let you go first because I know you don't watch those.
I don't watch them. I don't know.
I would say the scariest. I don't know if it'd be considered a B. It was definitely like a low budget. It was one of the first things that totally frightened me was the original Last House on the Left. I don't know if that's considered a B movie because it's Wes Craven and it's still up there. But I would say Killer Clowns from Outer Space if we were gonna go B. And I don't even know if that's B anymore because everyone's like loves that movie. Like Halloween is like all into that this year. What about you, Jay? What's your favorite B?
I mean, I do love Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I go way back. I don't. Well, now that's not a bad one, babe. But the problem is, it's gone so mainstream now that I don't know if I can call it B anymore. But Megan just said Terrifier.
I know Terrifier has became so like we used to hang out with the guys that did it, and we were vending with them when it first came out, and like nobody really knew. And then the next time we vended with them, their line was around the block, and they were like hot shots now. They were like everyone's dressed like them, and we watched them go from to kids, men, and now they're just like. I'm so proud of them. They did a good job.
Yeah, because I mean, I remember the original release and All Hallows Eve and stuff like that when it was based around that kind of like almost Trick or Treat style anthology type movie into the original Terrifier movie, which was really like, I mean, low budget you can call it, but I mean still really really cool and completely whacked. But you could originally only really get it as like a bootleg, and then it eventually got funded enough to be able to get released as like Blu-rays and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden they released Terrifier 2, and it's just become this epic thing, especially where like kind of it's all this stuff similar to when The Exorcist originally came out, where they're like started handing out like bags to guests and stuff like that. So it's just like, I mean, good for you, Damien.
Damien, good for him. I mean, I don't even know what's considered a B movie because social media is just catapulting these movies now.
Yeah,
which is really cool. Like, I don't know.
Probably like kind of depending on how you look at like B movies and stuff like that. Like I love I love a lot of the stuff that like Full Moon puts out.
Like
So-
satanic cheerleaders from outer space.
Exactly.
Like, yeah.
I guess probably my favorite B horror-ish type movie would probably be something like The Toxic Avenger from Troma, because that was one of my favorite, my first like real low budget things that I really got into. Because I always loved that. I love a lot of the Troma stuff, like, you know, Class of Nukem High. But I also love what Full Moon does. I love the Killjoy series. Puppet Master's really, really great. And Subspecies was actually always one of my favorite vampire series is that I really don't think gets a lot of like attention.
Did you not to get off subject, but I just want to say I'm obsessed with something and it's inspired a new thing for us. I'm not going to talk about tonight, but I just wanted to know if you've seen this. I think it's called The Curious Creations of Christine McConnell. Have you seen?
I haven't seen it yet, but I have heard of it.
You have to watch it. It's only 6 episodes. It is mind blowing, and that's all I'm going to say.
Okay, sounds good.
So
For sure.
I'll hand it back over to you.
No, for sure. All right, I'm right back up to you, Angel. Just in case there's anything else we need to get in for this segment, of course, and questions from yourself.
Oh, he's still got. I like this question.
Oh, jeez.
Neither.
You're going to put that out there?
That's a Halloween question in its own right.
Pass.
If you were kidnapped.
I was kidnapped. Kanye.
I'll go Kanye too.
It was Kanye. I'll put him in a chokehold.
Kanye.
I can make Kanye cry.
All right. Yeah, at least I can look forward to it. It's been a while and enjoy that song. No, it's been a while since I asked a question. So, what's the weirdest place you've found inspiration for a song?
I was gonna say, what's the weirdest place we had sex in?
Looking at the fort.
The weirdest place we found inspiration
For a song.
for a song. Just driving in the car? No, not driving in the car.
Yeah, well,
Like-
I mean, what do you think?
I think cleaning the cat's litter box.
I mean,
because I came up with this punk song for him, and I started writing
There you go.
lyrics when I was cleaning the cat's litter box. And it's called 1, 2, 3, 4, 24/7. My cat's a jerk. It's a 2-minute fast song about how much you love your cat, but your cat's still a jerk.
Motley, don't look at it.
That's
Yeah, that's a weird place.
probably. And the craziest place I think we've ever had sex would be the coffin.
there you go. I don't think that was asked, but
Well, I brought it up, so I might as well answer it.
What's the weirdest
Interviewing
place?
myself.
there you go. Frankie is about to stalk something.
Send it back over to you.
I mean, I wouldn't consider it weird. I mean, I don't really know, to be honest with you, but I wouldn't consider it weird. But like, I mean, most of like the Ghost City stuff was I wrote while I was traveling, you know, through the desert and, you know, out to Arizona, New Mexico, staying in some haunted hotels and just like that. And I mean, for us, that's kind of normal, but maybe some people will think it's weird. But
yeah.
I don't know. As far as weird, I don't know. Like we're
weird.
yeah. I mean,
I mean,
and
so it's hard
the
to say.
sense of-
if you asked us what's the most normal place you wrote a song, it would be like eating our Cheerios in the morning. If we ate Cheerios.
yeah. I don't know.
You're asking weird people what's weird. That's weird.
I don't know. I just came up with that one.
Right.
But here's a more normal question. Would you ever do a concept album or EP? Or has that ever come up as an idea?
No. I mean, I honestly never really thought
I
about
don't
it.
even know what that means. I'm new to this scene. I'm sitting here with a pumpkin on my lap. What does concept mean? You mean someone tells you?
I guess it's kind of like an overall theme, or
Like you're gonna write like an album about like a skeleton or something?
well, yeah, I
Like
guess.
Operation Mindcrime, the Queensryche album. That's
Like war or something?
Explain to Janet what.
Yeah,
what
like I'm new.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, like like for example, Judas Priest did an album way back in the day based off the
2008.
astronomer, Nostradamus, and so all of the songs were based around like that kind of stuff. I mean, it would be like it would be like you guys writing an album based off Fall River and Lizzy Borden. Like
yeah, totally.
that's what you would like basically
Well,
what Mark said, like that would be a concept album, the concept of Lizzy Borden.
I could write a whole album on New England,
on New England.
Massachusetts, New England.
Get your pen and paper.
Guess what
Let's
I'm
go.
writing? So he says
Let's
no,
go.
I say yes. So that's where.
No, you write the lyric. Me
So-
personally, probably not. But if you want to go for it,
Go
Yeah.
your heart's writing a
Or-
whole
or-
album on,
Or
like,
do or here you go, Janet. Write here you go, Janet Borden. You could like put together an entire album based around Hocus Pocus.
No.
holy shit, would I have fun? I would be sitting there with my Winifred wig and my witch broom and my cauldron just stirring the
I
pot.
hope you
Oh my
learn.
God.
Or right.
We're gonna make it metal.
That would be like 500 albums.
Spell on you. And now you're mine. Just kidding. We're not gonna wrap it. Anyways, I could definitely see myself. I wish that we went back. I wish when we were in Salem, because you wrote your witch song in Salem, and sorry, can I say the F word?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, we
I
say that all the time.
Song so much and October less, but I wish that we started this together because I'm a person. I'm in my feelings all the time and sense. I have fetishes, sense, sights, everything like affects me. So like we were in Salem right now during fall, going into the dead of winter, because as you know, Jay, being on the East Coast, winter is just like I love fall how everything's burnt, and then the winter how everything's just like dead. I would write probably everything about East Coast.
You can re-record it as "Ghost in Your Heart" if you want.
I mean, I want to. I
You
already
can,
told
I'm
you I
saying.
wanted to do those two.
I'm
I want to
saying,
re-record October less.
That was like what was that?
You can't make that song better. It's already great. It's like trying to cover Type O Negative. You can't.
Right.
So bad I want to do a cover of Type O Negative. Like I'm so like, but I can't, because this is one band you just cannot touch. You can't. I would beat myself up. Can't.
Yeah.
I'm just writing this stuff down for you.
I think it. Well, I'm definitely with you on Typo. I mean, everybody knows how much I love that band too. But I'll tell you, there's something I feel like you might be able to do with a song like My Girlfriend's Girlfriend, that I think would work in a certain degree with Mark's tone, but you would also be able to kind of intertwine the secondary vocals that you do. So I definitely think it's something that is definitely something that you can play with, whether with the right track, for like something like that, or maybe even something like Cinnamon Girl,
or Life Killing Me.
Yeah, or Love You to Death. You know,
Love You to Death. I mean, there's so many. I mean, God.
I wouldn't even know where to take those songs musically.
I mean, I've thought about
where
it. Yeah,
I could be happy with it.
It would be something we would probably work on all the time, that
Like,
we would never know when to finish it, because when we're working on our songs, it's like we just keep. You know what I mean? It's like when you know to finish.
Like, I mean, I just say like My Girlfriend's Girlfriend. It would have to be like done on the piano, like ballady.
Yeah.
Or something completely different where it would make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, bud. sorry, the cats are having a meltdown. We have the extension cord for the laptop and the ring light, which is making me sweat like
You're
crazy.
not even sweating. You're just
And
shiny.
Frankie thought the cord was like a snake or something, and she just totally had a meltdown and almost knocked my whole glass of wine over.
No, that's why I put the spotlight on.
Yeah.
It was just making that. It just looked really cool with him in the background.
Oh, it's hilarious. Like Motley was just having like an epic stare down with Megan. Like it was really funny. Like she just kind of woke up from her nap and Motley is sitting there just staring right at her for like kind of like no reason. But hey, I mean that's just kind of what cats do.
Yeah.
I'll take your
They're-
soul.
Yeah, there's no rhyme or reason when it comes to that.
Cat.
But oh no, go ahead, Angel. Go ahead and you can pop that back up, bro.
If you could bring back a musician from the dead, but you have to sacrifice a current musician,
Oh, I could sacrifice a lot of current.
Well, yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
They would
Does the
sacrifice a
current
couple
musician
of
have to be in a certain genre?
no,
sacrifice the whole genre.
I would do Adam Levine for Jim Morrison. Bye, Adam.
I'd sacrifice the entire rap genre to get Freddie Mercury back.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
I'll drink to that.
I would say two people. I would want to bring back, and I would sacrifice half the music industry to bring back Kurt Cobain and Lane. Kurt Cobain and Peter Steele. But you bring back those three people.
well, you just took two of the ones that I was thinking
Well,
of.
because I know you, because we're like twins.
I mean, all three, absolutely. And now I have to think of a new one. I didn't think what. Yeah, well,
I'm helping you.
yes, you are helping. She said Tom Petty. Yes.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Kurt Cobain because I thought you were gonna go Peter Steele.
Well, Peter Steele all day. But, I mean, I don't know. Can we just bring back them all and get rid of shitty people? Like, sorry, Machine Gun Kelly. Oh, sorry. I'm trying to be mean.
No, that was the question.
No, I take
You're
it back.
answering.
Machine Gun Kelly's a
I
nice
second
person.
Machine
I don't
Gun
like him
Kelly.
yelling at me. I don't mind him. I just don't know
Why
him.
is Vampy having a total psychotic
Because
breakdown?
we rearranged the room.
Who do I absolutely despise? as
The
a-
full moon is this week, so
But I don't
I'm not gonna say that.
No, we're not gonna say that.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Tom. I'll say Tom Petty. Let's see.
Probably the song that guy wanted you to cover, and you're like, ah,
What song?
from the Winery Creed.
You know what? Look. There's like this like whole thing with like Creed and Nickelback. I don't really fucking care. I don't think that they're definitely not the worst. I mean, not my favorite, but like, it's like I don't care about it. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's just become a little too trendy to jump on that Creed and Nickelback sucks
All right,
bandwagon.
so hate on someone else. You guys hate on one person.
No, I'm gonna say, you know what? The first that came to mind was Billie Eilish because I just don't fucking get it.
You mean to a girl?
That's why I didn't want to say a girl because I knew you were gonna pick it on a girl. Well,
She told me have it. Pick on a boy.
I'm trying to think of what's new that I've heard because most of the old stuff I can tolerate. It's the new shit that
Then pick on a new shit.
That's what I'm trying to think of. I can't.
Because you don't even know, because we don't know any of the new shit.
I know.
Can we just sacrifice Justin Bieber?
Okay, yeah. He's stupid.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, okay, bye.
I was trying not to think of something that obvious though.
Well, I don't
Fair. Okay, that's fair.
You gotta tell him.
I'll tell you who
Yeah.
I hate. The Lumineers.
Who are those?
That's like some alt nation band. Every song they have is like named after a person, and it doesn't make any sense to me.
Oh, you were like complaining.
It's like that like fucking banjo rock
yeah.
shit. I hate that stuff.
Hipster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're not even like
What'd she
new.
say?
She just doesn't know who they are.
Oh, see, that's why I love
Well,
her.
Yeah.
Go Google
Shit.
and I guarantee you
Hey,
won't like it.
you will really appreciate this because Vamp got me into this band, which played with one of your favorite bands, and we became sort of friendly, and they're really good, and you should have them on your show. You want to say who it is?
Bullets and Octane.
You should get Bullets and Octane on there.
Okay.
They're such nice guys. Gene is like so cool. We went and saw them for his birthday. Talk about putting on a show. Talk about charisma.
Who got into what? What were we saying?
You got me into that.
No, but you were saying before that. So.
Avenged.
Oh, right,
She
right,
loves
right.
Avenged, right?
Yeah. When we were talking about people to bring back without even batting an eyelash, she's like Jimmy the Rev Sullivan and Joey Jordison. That's who she would need back.
Yeah.
Totally makes sense.
I love me some Avenged, but yeah, I would need Joey back because that would give me back the Murder Dolls.
Right.
So like that's the one thing that I would say. But yeah, no, that Avenged. She knows everything about that band. She knows how much each of those.
Can't go any. He is one of the best drummers in like the world.
Oh yeah, she knows how much each of those band guys weighed when they came out of the womb. Like she.
Yeah, they Bullets and Octane went on tour with them. I think Avenged.
That was how I found out about
Avenged
them.
kind of opened the door for them, and you should hit up Bullets and Octane because I feel like he would do it. Gene, he seems he's got a lot of new stuff coming out. I'm not sure, but we went and saw them, and it was amazing. He got me into them, and I'm like, got some songs. This is my fuck you song.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, no,
Anyway.
we can definitely do that.
Oh, Ron S is gonna ask that question. Favorite romantic comedy movie?
Oh,
Well, this episode feels like a romantic comedy.
I got mine.
I don't even know. I don't like watch a lot of movies, especially
It's
as
romantic in a way. Well, our favorite comedy, and there is romance because they do talk about sex. Clue.
not qualified.
Yes, no. Professor Plum was on top of Mrs.
He was
White.
a rapist.
Still Clue. This is gonna be the most censored show. I'm gonna go with Clue.
Nah, we hate Tipper Gore still.
Oh.
which color was Tim Curry? Do we remember offhand? Was he Colonel
He
Mustard?
wasn't a color because he was the butler.
He was the butler. That's right.
The butler. That's our favorite. We know that show, the back of our hand.
I don't even know what a romantic comedy is.
I think it's like Fear and
You
Loathing.
guys.
That's not fucking a romantic
Yes, it's
comedy.
romantic.
I mean, I know what it is, but I'm trying to think of what I've seen that
you
would
could
qualify.
be romantic towards drugs.
Okay, fine. Point taken.
And the movie that you watch with the two guys driving across country, sort
Due
of.
date?
Due Date's kind of romantic because they have bro love.
Well, this is a romantic comedy right here. I'm watching it right now. Ghost in Your Heart, the romantic comedy.
There you go.
Well, the funny thing is, like, this is like here's like a cool little story. I don't remember offhand if I had ever actually told Mark and Lizzie this story, but when I've been into Mark's music for as long as I've known him. Hey, there she is.
What?
And the funny thing is, so when Mark and Lizzie came to Maryland a few years back for Maryland Death Fest, they were we were just kind of talking music and stuff and about the potential for like getting his music kind of out there more. And at the time it was like, well, I always have like a problem with like bass players and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, okay, well that's easy. You've got a guy that will be more than happy to to learn the bass lines and stuff like that. Because the thing that I always have described, the music that Mark does and the stuff that you guys do is like, especially with like the blood joint stuff, I was always like, picture like Typo Negative if it was a little less doom and gloom and a bit more rock and roll.
Sorry, cat's on the TV.
Oh, gotcha.
That's why not leaves meowing.
I used that was Nick's.
Oh,
but like I always kind of described it as like that, those same kind of blood-soaked lyrics, like just kind of picture Typo Negative. It was a bit more rock and roll and a little less doom and gloom.
Right.
So I was always super into that stuff because I know that because I remember off your American Frankenstein EP, Anthem of the Dead was the first one that I really latched onto when it came to that.
Right.
And then, followed up with, what is it? Because I've got them all now. I have to remember what some of the other singles were outside the EP. But of course, like October Lust and The Sow Is Mine and 6 Kiss and stuff like that. But yeah, I always loved Anthem of the Dead. I always thought that was always a great song to like start off a set with. I always thought that
Right.
was really cool.
Yeah, you just reminded me. So we're actually Ghost City. We're going to be doing a show in December out here in San Diego County. That is a good song to put for the set because it kind of works for both. That song's been around forever too. That song I think I wrote that in it was like 2007, and then I recorded it. Like I didn't really like it, so I re-recorded it, and then I might re-record it again. But yeah, good call. I'm gonna add that to the set.
Sweet.
Something. We actually finally found a good bass players. We went through a lot. Took many years since we talked to you, Jay. Many years. I mean, you got Ghost City Rebels, and then you have your other band, Dawn.
Yes.
So we love Dawn and
Barry.
So Dawn and Barry have come into our life, and that was the hardest thing. He's always gone through. You know a lot of drummers and a lot of guitarists. You play guitar and stuff, but for some reason he always had a hard time with the bass. And he plays bass.
Right.
He played both. So now we finally, you took too long, Jay.
Hey, well,
when we come out
when we
there,
come back, we got East Coast Jay.
Yeah, no worries. It's also one of those things too, where like it wasn't so much took too long. The country kind of got in the way. Like
That's your fault, Jay. You
That
could have teleported.
Well, no, you're right. And it was one of those things too where, hey, it's also one of those things too where I was like, look, if you ever needed like a player in a video that for whatever reason, if my look was something you needed, as opposed to like, and I'm not gunning for jobs. I'm just saying if for whatever reason my particular look was something that worked for a vision or a visual that you guys had, I'll gladly throw one of my basses in a gig bag and hop on a plane and stuff like that. I was literally talking to Mark about that the other day on the phone, where I was like, I keep getting things like in the way, but I need to just pick some dates, hit you guys up, find out, that if you guys are, if your schedule is clear for like a couple of days, and then have Megan and I just hop on a plane and just bomb out to San Diego for a couple of days to just visit you guys.
Well, this is the best time, like after summer. Like now we're getting into like, well, it's not cold, but it's cooler. It's uglier, so it's better. I mean, I don't like sunshine, and you guys don't like sunshine, so it's starting to be less sunshine. So
yeah,
it's starting to be a little goth Cali. So
yeah. Well, Megan's actually closer to Mark, where she's a warm weather person.
She likes the beach and the sunshine.
I was telling him on the phone, I was like, she's the equivalent of your guys' t-shirt. She's a summer goth.
Oh, so she'll just be like, hello, I love you.
Give her the pool and her bikini, and she's good to go.
Yeah. Versus
you and I are like the cold, like ice.
Sitting under the black umbrella, being like SPF 100.
1,000
on people.
That's SPF 1,000.
Yeah, I know.
Absolutely, for sure.
We don't even wear a turtleneck. We wear a turtleneck to the beach.
Right. Seriously. Angel, let me kick it back to you, bud, before I bring in Lizzy again for like some Terror Tunes talk.
Good question from Kim. Are you going to carve that pumpkin during the segment?
I would love to. We were gonna carve this for our new song "Lived as in Halloween," and then like he had to go away. And then I started waiting, and then I was like, we're gonna do it again. And then you asked us to be on the show, and then I'm like, we're gonna do it for the show, and then life.
Right.
So we're gonna hold off, and we're gonna carve this bad boy on Monday, but it's gonna be the ghost and your pumpkin.
Are we doing a video? music
Yeah,
video?
so Jay, this is good that you were saying hop in your bass on your broom and get over here. We were gonna do Blood Champagne first music video, but I've been really inspired by Tempo Negative and the Fall and Love You to Death. I watched that music video over and over and over, and I got some ideas for Love Dies on Halloween, and I think that I want that to be the first Ghost in Your Heart music video, which this is the beginning of that. So it's gonna start with the
You
pumpkin.
better get up to Big Bear soon because that's where the fall colors are,
I
and it's
know.
only going to be like another week or two.
And Julian.
Yeah, but Big Bear is like the leaves are like.
Yeah,
changing.
we are gonna have to hurry up, get to like all these areas.
We do have seasons out here. You just have to drive to it,
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Salem, you just walk outside your door.
which is nice because then you can come home and it's still 65 degrees.
No, absolutely, for sure. Yeah, if you've got something in mind, and just let me know and stuff like that, because you've also got all the stuff that Ron did of me for the.
Yeah,
for the
and that's
We can use that. We'll use all of that.
for the Vamp Blood Champagne stuff.
I love it. We're gonna use that. It's just,
Yeah, no, absolutely.
No, the stuff is like beautiful.
Yeah. No, Ron killed that shoot, and I was also really digging the I had this idea, and I sent you those videos too of this like coming through the door to just sitting in the chair, like drinking like the blood champagne.
Like I want to get up to for that music video that I still want to do for that. I want to get up to where they shot all the Lost Boys. I thought it'd be really cool to do all that, and oh, Ron, Ron, we love Ron.
Yeah, we love Ron. No, it's true, buddy. You killed that, and thank you so much, man.
He's such a nice guy.
No, absolutely, for sure. So, Angel, do we have anything else currently other than making Ron blush? Do we have any other questions at the for this particular segment for Lizzy and Mark?
Let's see.
Oh, it's a Ron.
No, wait. Oh shit! If you had to, Ron had to go and go.
The one with the vacuum. She's kind of the useless one.
No, but I love her. I think one Sanderson to rip her. Oh God. It would have to be Mary. Unfortunately, even if she writes, yes, Sarah's the hot one, but Winifred is godlike. So if they were,
obviously it can't be Winifred.
I couldn't choose. I honestly couldn't choose. If Ron said, "Would you kill Winifred to bring back Peter Still?" I would be like, "I'm gonna have to kill Ron." Right there, like a pig, because that's just mean.
Oh, there's your Ron. They just turned you into the now it's the
Ron would have a target on his back if he tried.
It's now the sow is Lizzie's.
Yeah, because I have my main people. I have Vampira and Winifred. I know two different people, and then you got to have Peter Still in there with Wayne and Kurt Cobain and Tom Petty and.
Sorry, I was
Mary
reading.
for character, but Sarah Jessica for so yeah, Sarah Jessica definitely for real life. Because I do love Mary better. Sarah Jessica, but I gotta be quiet now. We do these shows with some of these people too. We're gonna get.
It's all right. I don't think anyone's gonna take it personally.
I don't think Mary's gonna come up to us. And you know how to say her name, but I can't say her name.
Who?
Mary's real name. You always say her name.
I have no idea what it is.
Every time you read the people at the shows, you're like, oh, it's your Hocus Pocus people, and you read her name.
I can't even remember.
Kathy Najimy.
That's it.
See, thank you. You can say her name.
No, Megan makes fun of me all the time because I'm a Hocus Pocus person too, and she's like, you and your Hocus Pocus. I'm like,
Please watch it. Have you seen 2?
Yes, I was actually going to ask you about that. What did you think?
I mean, it's not 1.
Right.
But I appreciate it because I'll always love Winifred. I cried at the end like a crazy person. He fell asleep and I woke him up and I'm like, oh my God, I can't. He's like, what's the matter? What's the matter? And I'm like bawling like somebody in my family just died. And I'm like, you have to wake up. And he's like, is this Hocus Pocus? And I'm like, oh, this is the worst day ever.
You just watched the Haunted Mansion? And
Oh, I've been waiting so long for Haunted Mansion, and I watched it, and I was like, this at the end. I love it because it's Haunted Mansion, but I put so much hope into it.
what was that thing you put on the other night when we were going to bed?
Oh.
It was just like the
It's a Haunted Mansion sleep.
It's like the sleep sound, like the sleep music or whatever. And I'm like, this movie sucks. Nothing happens.
I'm like, it's a sleep though.
I mean, I was like half asleep and I took some edibles and that's how I go to sleep
Yeah.
every night. And I was like, this is the worst movie ever. I didn't realize.
He kept thinking that it was like 10 minutes in, and he goes, "It's the same thing. It was just the table from Haunted Mansion with the chairs moving back in the wind and like the organ." And he's like, "What movie is taking so long to get started?" I'm like, "This is just a scene setter. Like when you watch the Halloween log, like the Ghoul log, it's like that, but for Haunted Mansion. In case anyone cared, it's on Disney Plus."
Gotcha. Yeah, my thing for Hocus Pocus too, because I saw it with Ron, is like my thing is like I enjoyed it. I thought it was great. It gave me exactly what I kind of expected out of it. There was no chance it was going to take out the first one. That's just not going to be a thing. But it was like it gave me kind of everything I expected, kind of everything I wanted. I kind of had the same opinion of Hocus Pocus 2 as I had for Rob Zombie's Monsters. Like, I was cool with it. I was just good. Like, I kind of knew going in what I was going to get.
Yeah, and you like it. I mean, same thing with Hoobie Dooby Halloween. A lot of, like, we lived in Salem for so many years, and even Lords of Salem, everyone hates Rob Zombie, but I love anything that has to do with Salem.
Yeah.
It's home. And so when Hoobie Dooby came out, everybody was like, "Bah!" I'm like, our friggin' neighbors in Salem hated it. I'm like, you live in Salem, you have to love this movie, because he was showing how much love he had for the town of Salem. It's such a great movie. It's such a heartfelt movie. Like I'm a cheese for like that kind of anything to do with Halloween and like Salem and witchy, and I'm gonna love it. And I didn't love Hocus Pocus 2, but I knew what I was getting, like you said. And it was the same thing with Rob Zombie's Monsters. Like, I knew it wasn't Monsters, but I still love it. I still have it. Like,
it wasn't bad. I thought
it's cute. I loved it. You loved it. You liked it. You're like, it wasn't bad, because everyone wants to hate. Everyone wants to hate on Rob Zombie. You can hate on Rob Zombie all you want. Everyone hates because they're like, he should just do music. Or he should just do movies. Nobody, it's like, who cares what he does? Let him do movies. Let him do music. The same thing with us. People, when we started our clothing company 10 years ago this year, people were like, when we first started, our 10-year anniversary for our clothing company is this year, they were like, what are you doing? Why don't you guys just do what you guys do? Why don't you do music? And why don't you do movies? And we're like, well, why can't we make a clothing company too? Why can't we do that? And it was the same thing when we started our band. People were like, why are you doing that? Why don't you just do like what you're doing? And it's like, why do I have to just do this? Why can't I have my hands in every pot? Because we get bored and we want to create. And I think that's the same with Rob Zombie. Leave him alone. Care if you friggin' put Sherry Moon and everything. I better be in every music video.
all right.
No, for sure. I mean, I met you guys.
Inner workings.
Yeah.
People was really like in the house. You sleep and like.
Yeah, I mean, I met you. I met you guys at your at home base for your horror cons. I met you guys at your first Monster Mania.
I remember when you first met us and you came up. I mean, and now look, 10 years later, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. Crazy.
Yeah.
No, all that stuff, like, for sure. And it's been great. It's been awesome watching like the company grow and all these different kind of things when it was t-shirt dominant, and then of course hoodies, and then you've got like the hooded dresses that I always thought were really cool, and flannels. And
Thank you,
Thank you.
Kim. Sorry.
oh, no worries.
Thank you. Yeah. No, like we started with. It's funny because like we started making stuff for his stage shows, because he was playing in bands all the time. So it was just dress shirts, jeans, and then it just went from let's create stuff that we want to wear and cutting up and wearing stuff, and went from t-shirts to tanks to hoodies to flannels to custom vests, custom jeans, dresses, bikinis, board shorts, home decor, towels, pillows, jewelry. We even made shoes, hats, leggings, joggers, chonies, lingerie.
Yes.
There you go.
We even had coffee at one point. Did you know? Do you remember that? We even
I
had
do.
coffee. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not point. That's rude. We even had coffee. I mean, beach towel. I mean, totes. I mean, I don't know what else. Michael Stack. He just popped in. Michael Stack is one of the people with Terror Tunes. He is also in Terror Tunes. So Michael Stack is a good person to know, and he's our friend, and we love him. Oh, you drink out of our coffee mug every morning. Yay. I'm so happy.
That's awesome. No, I'm for sure. No, because it's always been like you know, like great with like the movies and all that kind of stuff. And actually, here we'll go into that. Angel, do me a favor, put me up on the big screen real quick. I want to show something to the fans that I thought was always pretty cool.
Hold on 1 second.
It's because this was a short-lived thing. Well, I just mean the item that I'm holding, not the actual thing. But for part of Lizzy's like you know, history when it comes to stuff is when you did these cool pictures.
Oh my gosh. Oh yes. I mean, that's some vintage Lizzy stuff. Wow. I totally forgot about. I mean, I remember that every Halloween, but yeah, it looks amazing. Remember we did those?
Because you did your little like package thing because there's a shirt that came with these.
Yes, I love that. That's so cool. That's some vintage stuff.
Yeah.
We're going back.
Mm-hmm.
We're going back.
Hey,
to vintage.
back in the Lizzy catalog, back in the Lizziness.
You know, that reminds me of a music video, the one with Slash and Fergie.
Wait, you're gonna put me in with Fergie?
Oh, Angel.
No.
No, I just like the video. I wanted to be Slash in that video.
I'm gonna make you be Fergie.
Hey, if anyone wants to tie me up and
I know the song
go
from
ahead.
his first album, but I'd never seen the video.
But yeah, so anyway, yes. I'm blocking. Do I have it on the screen? Because now I can't see the camera.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Higher
So, yeah.
if you want to see me. Put it a little
Yeah.
higher. All right, I'm right there. Well, you
There
can't
we go.
see me point.
Trying to keep the
Yeah.
glare away as best as possible. But yeah, so Lizzy, this series is 4 movies in now. This is
Yeah,
3.
I know.
This is 3 and 4. They came in the mail for me the other day. But so talk a little bit about like just the history of getting started in Terror Tunes, and then you know what we get to talk about with the newest one with 4.
It's geez. I just remember being a kid and Joe Castro being like, I want to, you know, give you a part in this movie. And it was like my first like mainstream thing I ever did. And I think it was shot in like 3 days and super low budget. And, you know, you're on set with all these people doing something that, you know, never done anything like that before. And everybody's just kind of helping each other out. You know, everyone's fixing each other's costumes. Everyone's adding blood to you. And, you know, you don't have no idea what they're shooting. It's just crazy chaos. And you're shooting all day, all night. Like you're taking naps in the corner until like your time's ready. You didn't think it was going to go anywhere. You didn't think like anything. And then 20 years later, you're like, shit, it became a cult classic.
Yeah.
You didn't think that. When we were on set, we were just like, we're just having fun.
Yeah.
And something that you're having fun, you're taking it seriously, but you're having fun. You don't think anything, you know? Because before that, I had seen a couple of Joe Castro's movie, and they were more horror. So this is like comedy horror. And, you know, I would rather be killed and just be in horror. So for me, having to be funny, the Rubber Ducky song and having to play like the young little girl with the pigtails and have a voice, you know, it was I don't know. I don't know how to be funny, and you just kind of be goofy. And I was like, can you just like stab me? It's harder to be funny than it is to get killed, to be honest. I'd rather be covered in blood, freezing to death. Like when we did your music video and I'm in the bathtub full of blood, freezing to death. That was so much easier than having to be funny.
being,
Funny.
being just choked down in a bathtub for blood is easier than trying to be a
It
comedian.
was lustful, but you have to be funny. You're like, it's like stress. You know what I mean? I'm creepy AF and 4. Yeah, Terror Tunes 4. Fast forward, we did 3, and 3 was like crazy all over the map. Like I remember doing 3, and I was so sick when we were filming that, and it came out really good. And I watched it doing the commentary the other day with like Joe, but like again, Joe's got a crazy mind. Like you don't really know what the hell Joe has in his mind, him and Steve, and their vision, they're telling you, they're giving you the script of what you're supposed to do, but their vision is so much bigger. Like they can't even, explain to you what it's going to be. So like you're shooting and you're doing this and you're like, oh, okay. Like I know what it's about. And then you watch a movie, you're like, what the hell? Like this is like totally insane. The lighting, the colors, like they do such a great job. And then 4, you were on set. We shot that during what? COVID?
Yeah.
Yeah, COVID. He was on set.
21.
And we were in the COVID where we had to get tested. We had to basically kind of quarantine before the shoot. We went down and stayed in a hotel, and we were still staying away from people. And they had COVID compliance officers on set, and you still had to wear masks, and I had to wear a shield, and you still had to keep away from people if you weren't shooting with them. And it was a smaller set because we were shooting it. So, people were still kind of like running their lines in the corner alone. He was running lines with me. We still separated and kind of, so it was really weird, doing Terror Tunes 1, Terror Tunes 3, having like that kind of family, everyone just kind of on set, like laying on each other, like sleeping, to being shooting a movie like during COVID where everyone's like, don't touch me. Don't talk to me unless I have to shoot a scene with you. Like, stay away. It was just scary because back then we didn't know. We didn't even have it yet. And I think after we got it, we were relieved. We didn't get it from the set. I don't want to say anyone to think that, but like we ended up getting it like months later. And I think after we got it, we were so relieved because we were like, all right, we got it. We're done. We're like good. But I'm trying to get off subject. But yeah, Terror Tunes 4 was a different ride than Terror Tunes 1 and 3 for sure. Bigger budget, bigger stars, but shooting it in COVID was definitely a weird time, right? He sat on set for so many hours with the mask on. He was such a trooper. He didn't take his mask off. He had a big shining mask on. He just sat there waiting, and it was like was it your first time being on set or anything like that?
For that, yeah.
For like a horror comedy, and he was just like, wow, it takes so long to shoot. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Like we're here all day.
8 a.m.
Yeah, call time for everyone was at 8, and we were there like all day long, and we didn't shoot until like probably my scene until like 2 or 3 or 2 o'clock or something, like after lunch, after we break for lunch. And he was just like, but his first time being in that thing, and it was crazy. And it was different because like on sets, like you can kind of like, you have the food, it's like catered. This, like all the food was like packaged for you. Like there were still social distancing. So it was really bizarre to like shoot a movie. We're supposed to be intimate, talking and getting killed and all these things, but social distancing still, it was bizarre.
Right. Like I remember when you guys came down for Death Fest and we were hanging out that weekend and stuff, and you were telling me a little bit about that. You had been talking about a new installment of like Terror Tunes, and you were actually, I remember, Lizzy, you were playing around with the idea of actually having like some little like rubber
Oh.
duckies that you could like sign or blood splatter or both or whatever as like possibly just like a fun little like side thing on the website, like just for the hell of it, for like the movie?
Yes, and I remember you sending the little blue because of his hair, and I still have it. It's in our bathtub. Our cat plays with it every night. Yeah, so the original Terror Tunes was like the whole rubber ducky. I didn't think making up a song singing rubber ducky would ever become its own thing, and a lot of the fans were like, "Oh, rubber ducky, rubber ducky, rubber ducky." So fast forward to when we were talking, I was like, I want to do something with the rubber duckies, and I still do. Like Mark made me these like little slippers for on set because I was still playing Candy with the pigtails. I'm just a different form. I don't want to give it away to anybody. A different form of Candy. So I still have the rubber duckies, and I still paid homage to the original. But I would like to do I would like to do a couple photo sets in the bathtub with like tons of rubber duckies on me, and then sign them and just sell the 8x10s and kind of have Mark write like a little funny punk song about a rubber ducky and kind of shoot it just for like the Creepy Terror Tunes fans, just to like have everyone's always like, do you have 8x10s, do you have merch, do you have this? And I never really have dived into that, but I think I could capitalize off the rubber duckies.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Because I mean, you've got plenty of experience in the entertainment industry, of course, from like not only the movies that you've done, but also being an athlete and stuff like that,
Yeah, I mean, like, been selling all the wrestling stuff off and just doing all that. And I think I'm growing as my own person, becoming comfortable in my skin. And you realize where you come from, and, doing the music together and the fashion and everything, you realize like, wow, I've accomplished a lot of stuff, and you get more confident. And, he's gave me a lot of confidence and a lot of encouragement to be proud of who I am, where I come from, and how hard I've worked. And it's okay to be creative. It's okay to take chances. And who cares what people think? Just keep going.
Absolutely, for sure. And
A lot of that from him. He's a big inspiration. I mean, he's always like, who cares? Who cares? Who cares? We're doing this. You're doing this. I'm doing this. And it's really nice to have a partner in business and in life that just is like very strong, minded and willed and determined, and doesn't give up and doesn't care what other people think, and will call them out. And he just goes into things like, when they try to say something and he's like, no, that's not right, we're doing this. I mean, like some of these conventions when they're like, you have to be here at a certain time, and I'm not going to name them, but they're like, they don't have like their stuff together. And, he's like just wheeling our stuff, and he's like, well, I'm just doing it. And, when someone that's putting on a show that doesn't know what they're doing, and he knows more what is going on, it's, I don't know if I'm saying it right, but it's nice having somebody that has a plan, and if the plan doesn't work out, has a backup plan. Like he's always has a plan. He always has an escape route.
for sure, absolutely. And Angel and I are very big on keeping the show incredibly positive and stuff. And I don't want to get off track when it comes to this. I just think it's important, just while we're talking about things, just to kind of to brush over it with everything that you're doing now and being so confident, growing as a person, both with your music, your current acting that you're doing, the stuff you're doing with Mark and rock and horror and all that kind of stuff. Do you ever just kind of look back on the past? Do you ever have any moments of nostalgia, or have you just grown comfortable with that being a thing? This is the now, and the now is what I want.
Like nostalgia meaning like
I mean, do you ever just think back over the way you've grown, the various things
missing the past, reminiscing?
Oh, okay, yeah. I don't miss the past. What I do when I look, I wish I was who I am today. Then smarter and confident, headstrong. Like back then, I think I was young. And it was, and you don't really understand what's going on. You're like new to the entertainment business. You're new to everything, and you just want you put your life at risk for the wrong reasons, and you think like you're doing everything. because that's what you're being told. So I look back and I don't have nostalgia of like, I miss entertaining. I miss doing that. I miss walking out to a ring. I don't miss any of that. What I wish that I could do is I wish I could go back to that girl and be like, no, you are stronger. You don't need to hurt yourself. You don't need to do this. You do not need to be there. But you know what? I think we all have to go through something in order to grow, in order to learn, and in order to be who you are. Like, we're a flower. We start from something and we get stronger and stronger and stronger. And some flowers die because they don't take care of themselves. And I'm just a flower that happened to be seeded well. No, I'm not trying to be funny. It just, you just learn and you go through a lot of experiences. And I have a lot of experiences on my belt, and I'm still growing and I'm still learning what to say and what not to say, and who not to let in my life and who to let into my life. And I'm still a baby in the sense of the music. Like, I'm still learning, and I feel like in the fashion I've become more confident. Like, when we first started, I was like, it's scary. You don't know what you're doing. And now when we do shows, I feel more confident. I feel like I can talk to people because I have social anxiety, believe it or not. So when we're at these shows, I have to talk to people. We have to talk to people. We have to communicate with them. And when you're nervous and other people are nervous, a lot of people have social anxiety, believe it or not, you have to be able to sell to them. So I've learned over the years, I think doing rock and horror has opened my mind and made me a better, more confident person.
Sure.
So I don't look back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not trying to get on a tangent.
No, you're super duper good. I knew the design of the question, but of course, still wanting to make sure that we kept it as safe and professional as possible and stuff like that when it comes to that kind of stuff. So, absolutely, for sure. Mark, how about yourself as well? And then we'll bring it back into Angel and some more fan questions. How do you kind of look back at your own personal growth over the years as well?
It's funny because, like, when I started playing music, my drummer in my band that I first started playing with while I was in college on the East Coast text in a group text yesterday, and he said, happy 20th anniversary on October 24th, 2004. Wait, three. He was like, we played our first show in Hoboken, New Jersey, and we made this amount of money, but after production and everything, we netted this, and it was a very small amount of money for each of us. And I was like, shit. I was like, what the hell did I do for the last 20 years? You know what I mean? And that was just like bar band stuff, you know what I mean? Like, just like playing in like the clubs and bars and like cover songs. And that, I have a love-hate with it, because part of me is always like, well, I wish I didn't bother with it. But then the other side of it is I've been lucky enough to play music and get paid for it. And in that sense, for a long time and meet a lot of connections. And right now, I've been doing that for like 20 years, and I'm so jaded and burned out on it that it's like such a constant struggle of like, do I even want to do this? Not play music. I love creating music, and like I said, like, we're gonna do our first original show with Ghost City and eventually Ghost in Your Heart. Just really, we have to find the right people for that, because there's a lot involved in it. And just as a side note, like, I don't really want to, like, I'm fine with like, having some samples and this and that, but there's a lot of synth and keyboard and just everything I want to be done a certain way. But anyway, back to your question. I realized that doing those bar gigs and those brewery gigs, that's what's gotten me where I could just say, hey, you want to come and do an opening set with Ghost City Rebels? And, that opened that door. And so when I'm just like, I'm over it, I don't want to do it anymore, then I look at like, okay, well, look at all these other musicians I've met doing that and networked and all of that. So I know that's kind of not really your question, but at the same time, I'm happy to be doing it. I'm happy to be back doing it because part of that is, we were in Salem and on the East Coast, we were just East Coast in general, just traveling all the time. Didn't really have much of an opportunity to play music. I always still created music, but I didn't get the chance to play music. And I mean, looking back 20 years ago, like I was not a good singer. I was not a good guitar player. I was an okay bass player, at the time. And all of that has kind of pushed me to where I am today. And I'm still learning, and I'll never stop. There's like people that are like, just content with what they're doing. So the fact that, I guess where I'm going with this is that I'm still doing it. And like I said, as much as it can be like a jaded situation at times, and then like working with Janet and like getting her to, get on that mic and sing and putting out music with her, it's kind of been inspiring in terms of, okay, well, now we have to do this, and now we have to learn this and, move in this direction. So it doesn't really, or I guess like, it's a constant ball of inspiration to keep going and move forward and not be content with where you are, because I've always played piano. I play keyboards. I recorded all the keyboards for the Ghost in Your Heart, but now I'm like, I want to get a piano for the house. Now, I want to learn this and I want to do that. And we could do this with our music, and, just not being stagnant and just continuing to grow. And I think that's kind of part of all of that, if that makes sense.
No, absolutely, for sure. Angel, let's kick it back to you, man, for a little bit. Fans, keep pumping in any questions, comments, or just anything that you want to address with Mark and Lizzy and all their various projects. We'll make sure that we get to all of them. So definitely don't be shy about putting things into the comments. Go ahead, Angel. Go ahead, Cowboy.
Howdy. What are your plans for 2024?
Take the world.
I think the first thing that comes to mind is definitely like a refocusing. I'm not one for that whole like New Year shit. Even though we do say that, but when we do get on like the New Year's stuff, it's always because we've finally a fresh beginning, but we've also finally had some downtime at the end of the year. And now, like, everything's crazy. Like, I was saying before, this is like almost going on 2 months of traveling each weekend, doing conventions. I think we had like a break. I had a couple gigs and stuff, but we get that reset at the end of the year. So come January, after the holidays and everything, it's like, okay, now what? And now we refocus and, we fine tune everything every year.
Like jonesing to do new stuff.
But
had that downtime.
Yeah, I think like, one of the things that we've talked a lot about, and this kind of ties into everything as well, which will give us more time to create, with Rock and Horror, we've since we started, except for like our very first few runs of shirts that we had printed elsewhere, we do all our printing. She does all the sewing and all that hand stitching. But we do all the screen printing. Everything we make, we print ourselves. It's a 24/7 job. So we have these tools, and now we're finally like, okay, well, now we're gonna, backtracking a second, by word of mouth, we've always had clients that we've printed for, various bands, various businesses, from rock bands to yoga studios to whatever it may be. But we kind of decided, like, we have these tools. We really want to push and invest in our own printing and grow that and really push a company. It'll still be the two of us doing everything, but under a different name as a print shop, and kind of, instead of being on the road, instead of traveling or choosing where we can travel to, not feeling like we have to go do a convention, this and that. That's part of the plans for 2024, where we can, be home as much as we want working, or if we want to be on the road, we can be on the road traveling, doing conventions, for the ones that we see fit. And again, apologies for being long-winded, but with that, we'll be able to make more music and put out more music and, do more of the shows that we want to do all around. So I don't know. Does that answer? Was that the question?
And there's a new project that I want us to also work on that about that I want to wait to say. I mean, I guess I could kind of leak it. Kind of going into the form of Kitchen Witch, and I just want to leak a little. It's going to be a whole lifestyle, but I'm doing baked goods. So going to shows, bringing my colder into my baked goods, and bringing a rock and horror, and bringing the food and the health and wellness, and still the cheats and everything. But like he said, the print shop, printing for other people, doing a drop ship where if the bands didn't, or actors or artists didn't have the money to pay, didn't want to put their money into it, we do drop ship, doing more music. They'll stay home, doing the shows, doing the Kitchen Witch, doing
I think basically
just a lot of
stuff. Taking what we have and really just building on it.
Yeah. Taking the time and being over here, focus over here, and not spreading ourselves so thin, having to be on the road only when we need to. If that makes sense. Why does it?
No, it does.
Definitely want to ask you about, and just curious to ask, because it seems that a lot of bands always talk about they make their money from merch. Like you take a band like Metallica, they still set up a merch store because people want to buy merch. So do you guys ever do t-shirt designs for a single or anything like that?
Yeah, you've done t-shirt designs for bands.
You mean for other people, or
not for yourself? Like if you some bands, they will do a t-shirt of their new album, or
I wish I had the shirt
or,
here.
or they have their single.
We just did a for Love Dies on Halloween.
Yeah, that was the newest one. I mean, we had our first Ghost in Your Heart shirts, that design, and then we just, with the new Love Dies on Halloween, we put out a new shirt in the tank. We're gonna put out a hoodie of that same design next week, probably.
And then we have Ghost City Rebels.
And then I'm working on there. There we
I
go.
can't believe we don't have a shirt here.
I know we're like the worst.
One second.
Go grab it.
Hold on 1 second.
And we just started Italian.
Yeah.
It's a nice tank top.
There it is.
There it is. Megan's keep me as the big screen angel. Yeah, Megan's got you got your back too. So
nice.
They would love it. Yes,
Okay,
she's got it. Yeah.
Nice.
I think I can't aim. There we go.
Very beautiful.
Does it have anything in the back?
Well, that was the hoodie.
It's a hoodie.
That was the hoodie from their first run of I guess what you would call classic logo merch.
Yeah. I'm working on the Ghost City Rebels, just kind of, as you say, classic logo. I'm hoping within the next week or two, and then probably by the end of November, I'm gonna drop another song for Ghost City Rebels, which I have a shirt idea for that, and then that'll bring us into 2024, and we'll see from there. But yeah, I mean, we no matter what, we love creating, especially with the music. It's the new Love Dies on Halloween shirt, and just being able to pair those things too, it just certainly keeps us busy, but it's fun and it's enjoyable. So
Yeah, I think it
so
should because now.
Yeah, like be able to like make our own merch and like do it, just kind of have like limited edition. So like the Love Dies on Halloween, as you know, is going to be a limited edition. So we'll do some of the singles and stuff, limited edition. Get it while you can before it's gone, type of stuff.
Yeah, I'm just amazed because I remember back then the music was the most important thing, but now merch is just as important as well because Jay will tell you we're always buying merch.
Yeah, no, you have to. You have to. I mean,
All right.
wear clothes. You can't leave the house naked.
I have an order in currently for Love Dies on Halloween.
Yeah, I posted like a few pictures of like fans with the Metal Summit shirt, and somebody was like, "Hey, I want a shirt." It's like mission accomplished.
Yeah, just sometimes one post can do it. It's crazy. You just have to keep out there. Like social media is like so hard because sometimes like you post, and you don't see a reaction, and then that one post triggers somebody, and then they go, support. So you constantly have to be promoting, and you can't get down on yourself and be like, oh, it's not working, because it will work. You just got to get the algorithm right.
And the cheap way to promote is use Google Maps. Like I always take pictures of myself with the Metal Summit shirt and wherever the heck I am.
Yeah.
I'll just take a picture and just post it on Google Maps because it goes on the business page.
Yeah.
Right.
Just a cheap way of advertising.
Hey,
I just want to
do it.
Whatever works, you got to hustle, right?
Yeah. Well,
yes.
Mark and Lizzy are represented in damn near every single picture I ever post on IG. I'm either wearing one of their shirts, but they've been making my personal jackets for years. So even if I'm wearing a different type of shirt, the vest that I'm wearing, like all the TMS jackets and stuff like that, were all theirs and stuff like that. I did a little crazy. It's funny because like there's no real algorithm to it because I'm such a small fish in such a huge pond that is the TikTok world. But I did a little video of vests that were like all over my bed from like rock and horror, and I was
you did. I loved it. Thank you. No, that's right. It's so beautiful. I saw them. I was like, wow, we did all those. You forget.
Yeah.
Sorry, Alex. Behind you, below the left skeleton, is that your cat?
Probably.
They've been coming and going as we've been talking. Yeah.
No, because I put it like on the big screen. It was just so funny because he was just right there, just stalking. I'm like, that's a good stalker.
We had 5 cats, so they're somewhere.
It's just funny because he's been back there for a few minutes, just stalking, just
making
his cameo.
Clyde's over here just sitting like a good boy. He keeps squinting at me. He doesn't know what's going on. You're a good boy. He's our old man. He's going to be 12 in March, but the other 4 are between like 1.5 and 2, and they're still pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, kick it right back up to you, Jay.
Yeah, absolutely. So you talked a little bit about it, Lizzy, but one of the things that I wanted to bring up because I think it's cool was is that like talk about like health and everything, because you guys have been kind of like toying with the whole like rock and horror lifestyle thing. You do your videos where you're cooking and making suggestions for fun things to cook, fun little cocktails and stuff like that as well. But when you're juggling back and forth, especially when you're on the East Coast and on the road, it can be incredibly tricky to like eat properly, stay on certain diets and stuff when you're behind the wheel a lot too, going places, or even when you're doing the cons where, your menu can be limited when it comes to that kind of stuff. So what do you look for when you're putting together like, not only your own personal diets, but like the stuff that you like to put out to the public?
I would say some of the stuff we like to put out to the public is, you know, we have our fun stuff, like our cocktails and like the cookies and the fun stuff, but like the health and wellness is being able to cook, you know, healthy foods, but on a budget too. You know, we like to like budget our food. If we could do like a healthy meal for us, protein, vegetable, and everything under 20 and get 2 meals out of it, that's like really, really good. But on the road it's really, really hard. Like if he goes without me, you know, I prepare his food. When he's on the road, he's, you know, drinking what are those things that you drink? Those like hydro water.
Oh, it's like the body armor stuff. It's like coconut water and electrolytes, and
you know, just keeping hydration. And he like Trader Joe's is like our secret for the road, you know, because you could just go there and like live on Trader Joe's and get some good healthy stuff. And you know, we did indulge this past 2 weeks trying to get all the buckets from McDonald's, and we're not even really a fast food type of eating, but like it.
Well, you finally got your vampire bucket.
You know,
No, it only took 5 trips to McDonald's.
5 trips to McDonald's, and I got my vampire bucket. But the food just, it tires you out. It doesn't make you feel good. So total detox, you know. So, you know, your fruits, vegetables, protein. So,
Oh, absolutely, for sure.
vitamins, magnesium.
Oh yeah, vitamins and stuff like that, definitely, for sure. When it comes to like, you know, when it comes to the little bit of like downtime that you guys do get, I mean, obviously with creating and, you know, Mark, you living in and out of the print shop and stuff like that, and working on like music, whether it's, you know, by yourself in your studio or with the bands, what do you find that you really enjoy doing when it comes to like your downtime? Because you both have always seemed like you live a relatively quiet, you know, lifestyle, and you enjoy it that way. Do you just kind of like, you know, kind of the relaxed vibe, casual TV, reading books, stuff like that?
Yeah, exactly. I like to sit
on the coffin right there.
sit with a glass of wine at the end of the day and hang out with the cats. That's it. We don't go out. Like we don't like. We'll go. We saw a few shows recently. We saw Dead on a Sunday here in San Diego. We just saw the Bouncing Souls a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
But I mean, we don't go to like a ton of shows. But you know,
we don't go to movies. If we do anything, it's like a concert, but it's not like every weekend. It's
but like, if anything, I just enjoy being home at this point. I mean, we go to bed at like between 8 and 9 o'clock. Like we're not fun.
No, like it's like.
But that's
7:30.
enjoyable.
What time is it?
7:30.
7:38. I would be getting the cats fresh waters right now, doing all the litter boxes. You know, getting everybody. You know. Got to put everyone to bed, get everyone winding down. I mean, we're in bed by like 8:15, 8:30, so watching Ghost Adventures or Everybody Loves Raymond or Hocus Pocus or, you know, like.
I did just finish the Bruce Springsteen Born to Run book, being from New Jersey. That is definitely an influence. So I read that over the past summer a lot when, you know, we were doing conventions or whatever. But other than that, you know, if it's not work and if it's not music, I mean, I don't really have much interest in anything else. We've been watching like a ton of Typo Negative live concerts on YouTube lately, and
nice.
You know, at the end of the day, that's what we do. You know, we make dinner, we eat around 5 or 6, and then pour some wine and watch TV, and then we're in bed shortly after. I mean, I'm a morning person. She's not a morning person at all. You know, I'm up between like 5 and 6. If I'm lucky, I'll get out of bed at 7 or 8.
Right.
But you know, and then it's just up and hustle and get shit done, and then it's the downtime that I look forward to. And you know, like you said, other than we don't go to movies or anything like that. We rarely go out to eat. Specifically too, because I just want to say that. Everything, I mean, I know it is everywhere, but like in California, like everything's so expensive, but like the quality and the service that you get at most places is just like subpar. So there's like no reason to go out. We went out for our 10-year anniversary. What was that? A week or two ago?
Yeah.
And we went to this place. I'm not going to say what it was, but you know, it was a Tuesday night. We made a reservation. We sat down. We ordered really expensive drinks that were like, you know, this big. And the guy's like we were about to order food. Like, you know, we had already ordered the drinks. So like, obviously we were going to drink them and be there for that. And he's like, oh, we don't have a chef today. And I'm like, your fucking restaurant. Like, I made reservations. Like, what are you doing? So that was like the one time we've gone out like to dinner and you know,
He had
a long
he
time,
said,
and I was just
could
like,
offer
forget
you
this.
Tater
Like,
tots and a hot dog, and we're just like,
yeah. So we split a hot dog and tater tots. We were just like, forget it. Let's just
we
go
just
home.
went home, and we were just like, well, never again. And that's why we don't go out. We like, it's a rarity to go to dinner. If we go out to eat, we go get pho because we don't make that.
Yeah.
We can't make pho.
Or we get takeout, or you know,
Takeout,
whatever.
but
If we're just
not,
like whatever,
you know,
but
not much. Like it's mostly we cook breakfast, lunch, dinner. You know, between 2 and 4, it's when I get up to feed the cats, and then I go back to bed, and then he deals with them till about 8 until I decide to saunter down the hall, and then he puts on my goth music, and I have my coffee and in darkness, and because before I come down, it's all punk rock and rock and roll metal. So I can hear him like, oh god. He's like all like, yeah, everything's great. And I come down, and I'm like, put on Dead on Sunday. It's too much. And so Typo or Dead on Sunday, or like my, you know,
like your
gothic
cold cave,
just music that's like very ominous, dark, and slow, and that's how I start my mornings. Then around, you know, noon, it gets a little faster, and then dinner time, I'm like, all right, back down low. I gotta ease into bed. I gotta mellow out. But he's all day long. And I'm like,
Megan has to power through my routines as well, because like I'm up between 5, between 5 and 5:30, because I got to get ready to open like the restaurant and stuff. And she's not a morning person, but I need to take her home so that way she can get to work when she needs to get to work and stuff. So we'll have these nights where we love to do the same thing, where we love to just relax and chill and stuff like that. But it's like that alarm comes like so quick, and it's always followed with just some brand new 4-letter words whenever they go off and stuff like that.
yeah,
It's just so early and stuff like that. And she's just like, she's a trooper, man, because she definitely is the same way, because like she deals with it because she knows that I have to get up and go. And that, so I got to take her with me and stuff like that. But anytime that we're able to sleep in some way, in some facet, on like a day off for me or something like that, is definitely a godsend in this household.
Yeah, I bet. It's mornings are rough.
Yeah,
It's rough
100% too.
for me. Not for you.
Yeah.
She's also not much for coffee, and I'm a big like coffee person. I need to get back into brewing my coffee that I have here instead of just walking over to the store and stuff like that. I got my hands
slow
on these.
coffee just kind of helps, like the zen of the house in the morning.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I love having like the smell of it around. I just got my hands on like these 2 bitchin' huge like coffin shelves that were given by a store, and one of them's in the kitchen, and it's literally got like the top shelf is like a bunch of bottles of red wine, and then the bottom 2 shelves
having a hard time over here.
bags of coffee.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I should have like a coffee wine bar. That's like nice. I love
Pretty
that.
much, yeah. Well, because I've really been into AC Slade's company, Catfight. I really like.
Catfight is so good. We love him. Yeah.
Yeah, I love what he does. So I've got like so many bags of that and stuff.
Yeah, his stuff's like, he's such a nice guy too. He's a really cool dude.
Have you guys cracked into the 19 Crimes Dracula wine yet?
No, we were going to for our anniversary, and then when we got home, we were just so bummed out with like dinner and like we came home and we didn't. We just got the cat situated. We were gonna save it for Halloween, so we're doing something a little different this year. Like normally we would carve our pumpkins on like Halloween, but like I feel like I put too much pressure to make everything perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna do it on the 30th, So we're gonna do like a big cook and carving, and then I guess on Halloween, our costumes, and we're gonna make a charcuterie board of a graveyard. But I think we're going to. I'm not sure if we're gonna break the wine on the 30th or the 31st. Have you tried it yet? Is it good?
I'm not yet. It's kind of the same thing with me. When I found the bottles of it as well. I don't know if it was the same at the store that Mark found it at, but they also released a Frankenstein Cabernet.
Yeah,
Say hi.
we didn't get the Frankenstein.
Right.
Clyders. Cause like there's people here.
Hold on.
He's like,
Yep.
nope. Yeah, we found the vampire, but we didn't find the Frankenstein. They didn't have it.
Okay.
So he's
Yeah.
gonna open theirs on Halloween too.
Yeah. No luck on the
Franks.
Frankenstein.
Yeah. And it was kind of funny. I walked into one of my local liquor stores, and they had because I was looking for it, and they had these giant shelves, and I was just like casually, I was like, would you sell these when you're done with them? The guy's like, yeah, probably. I mean, he's like, here, call this guy tomorrow. And I was like, okay, cool. And then in typical Jay fashion, like between the restaurant and just a bunch of other things, and my mom being out of town, I was like, I got tied up with a bunch of things, and I was just like, ah, shit. So some time went by, but it was all good. So then when I was taking Megan to work the other day, I was like, babe, I'm just going to detour to this liquor store real quick because I've been talking to them about these shelves. And she's like, yeah, sure, no sweat. It's all good. So they were off the floor. So there was a part of me that was like, oh, shit, maybe it's too late. But anyway, I was asking the guy about it. He's like, yeah, we have them in the back. I was like, I had talked about maybe relieving you of them, and I would love to discuss that. And he's like, yeah, dude, honestly, you can just have them. I'm like, oh, hell yeah.
Wow.
Because they are heavy like hardwood. And it's funny. I was having a conversation at work with my coworker today about this. He and I were talking about it. And I was like, because the thing is, when you get the like Halloween decor and stuff like that, a lot of the places that are just decor-ish, it's Halloween just decor for the season. It's not really made to last. But then you've got people like you guys, me, Megan, like our houses are Halloweened out. That's our lifestyle. Yeah. So like things are going to stay out on display. They're going to be shown and stuff like that. And I was like, it is so awesome that these things, I mean, they're heavy and they're thick, but then honestly, the realism button and light bulb kind of clicked in my brain. And I'm like, well, they are made to hold like wine and liquor bottles. Like you kind of can't have the shelves just fall off these things.
Not IKEA.
Exactly. So they're not IKEA. But I did want to show you guys something cool because Megan wanted me to show you these, and I was going to show it to you anyway. So for our first Christmas together, she got me this really awesome giant poster.
Oh, she got Lizzy. Nice. That is beautiful. She is gorgeous. I love that. So
she got me this awesome like giant
I love it.
Poster for our first Christmas and stuff like that. So she's like, you got to make sure that you show the Lizzy poster. I was like, I will definitely make sure.
That is beautiful.
That I was like, I'll definitely make sure that I show Lizzy the Lizzy.
Yeah, I love that. We have our whole Lizzy collection upstairs, and you got me the Lizzy Borden School of Etiquette. He got this really cool. I guess if I could turn it real quick. He got me this really cool in Salem. There was this antique store, and he picked this. I don't know if you can see it. I think you see it. This Lizzy Borden is really cool. Lizzy Borden School of Etiquette, the finest establishment in New England, directing young ladies in proper deportment. So
I think it was so cool.
So he got me like. Oh, so yeah, he got me this like really. Did I switch us? Or was I always on this side?
Yeah.
Oh. I don't remember. I don't have a pumpkin. That's why. Yeah. So that's what's going on.
Yeah, and these are pretty cool. Like I'll show you these things real quick. Also, so a while ago, they Monster Mania brought in Christina Ricci, and I was like, I got to meet Christina Ricci and stuff. And the thing is, I'm a huge Addams Family nerd, and we got to meet her again. Me and Megan got to meet her again recently, so we were able to get we were able to get I got my little 8x10 finally of Wednesday Addams to go next to my Lisa Lauren. But Ron actually made me this poster when we were meeting Christina for the first time, because anybody that's in a Lizzy Borden movie or plays Lizzy, that's what they have to sign for me first is a Lizzy thing. So
That's awesome.
And then when we were working the M3 festival, they had the band Lizzy Borden play. And so myself and Angel were interviewing interviewing Lizzy Borden, and Ron made me this poster where it's the band versus the real.
Oh, that's really cool.
Nice.
That's awesome.
and Lizzy signed it for me.
That's really cool.
But I thought this was so fun. I was just like, oh my God, that's so rad.
That's
It's a Lizzy versus Lizzy poster.
I love that. It's really cool.
But I thought that was super duper cool for sure. But absolutely, Angel, let's kick it back over to you for a little bit. We're going to do a last call for alcohol fans when it comes to any final questions, comments, or just anything that you want to tell Mark and Lizzy. This is your time. We'll definitely make sure that we clear the board. Yes, you are, Ron. Yes, you are. As soon as you get over that lack of confidence, buddy, the sky's the limit. So it is last call for alcohol fans. Anything you want to say, this is definitely your time to do it. We appreciate it. If you guys want to talk about pumpkin carving and cats and all that kind of fun stuff, we'll definitely talk about all that. Yeah, because Megan and I just bought this giant pumpkin that we're going to carve soon too. So that's going to be super duper cool. But Angel, let's kick it up to you, bud, for our final round the table.
Okay, just have two more questions. What musician or album inspired you to do what you do?
I'll let you go first.
Oh boy, I have to say Bruce Springsteen. I mean, it's something that I have a love-hate relationship with New Jersey, but I always will have that Jersey pride kind of thing going on, and it just someone that my dad bought me the vinyl records when I was a kid, when Born in the USA and then Tunnel of Love came out, that just the consistency that I've had listening to him over the years. And, even till now, I think if I had to pick one at this point, I'd say Springsteen.
I would say as a kid, when I first got into Stevie Nicks, my mom got me into Stevie Nicks, and her voice just captured me, and I've always been fascinated with her. And then as a teen, young adult, I would say Type O Negative. So if I could take Stevie Nicks and Type O Negative and mash them together, that would be my perfect combo of influence.
Type O Nicks.
And my last question, which is horror movie related. We haven't seen Jason or Freddy Krueger in a while, but if they were to come back on the big screen and to chase the big four, Megadeth, Metallica, Slayer, and Anthrax, which band gets killed first and which band survives?
Anthrax is definitely getting killed first, even though I like Anthrax. They're getting killed first because you can't kill.
She said that.
I'm going to second that.
And then the last to die, what was the band's? Metallica?
Slayer, Metallica, and Megadeth.
Metallica, Megadeth, Slayer, Anthrax.
Okay, Anthrax gets killed first. I'm going to let Metallica live till latest, even though people don't like Metallica. There's something for every album that I can get into. Megadeth, sometimes Dave Mustaine's a little all the time. And then, Slayer, I only like a couple songs because I get a migraine from them after a while. I was like, roar! It's good and
That's a Pantera.
Oh, shit.
However, I will gladly petition for Pantera to be replace Anthrax. Just not a fan. I can't do it.
Okay, let's throw in Pantera then.
But I will say I like Corey Taylor over Slipknot. And
Stone
a lot
Sour.
of or Stone Sour. I can listen to Stone Sour and be into it and there's a couple Slipknot songs, but it took me to Slipknot. I 3 songs in, I was like, I need to go to the hospital. I have a fucking migraine. It felt like somebody, I wasn't even headbanging. It felt like somebody was headbanging my head for me. I was like, I've had concussions.
I think I took it twice that summer.
I just sat there and after 3 songs.
It was the tour with Manson. So.
I was like, I had to get through Slipknot to get to Manson. So I had to stay. But I was like, holy shit. And these people were going crazy for this band. And I was like, my head hurts and I'm just standing. Those Slipknot fans, I bow down to them.
Yeah.
For me, it's always been Metallica and Megadeth. I mean, Slayer's all right. I'm just from what I could get into.
I said Cemetery Gates. I'm totally off.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You don't listen to that
I
stuff.
don't listen to that. It's too much for me. My brain can't. I want to hear what you're saying. If I can't hear what you're saying,
No, I wasn't saying that.
I'm over there.
I was just thinking that Slayer would be the band that would survive because they probably would try to kick Jason's ass.
Well, it's kind of interesting because I kind of look at that question like 2 different ways because I'm kind of with Janet where it's like there's something on pretty much every Metallica album that I like. So if we're going by enjoyment of music, I would give the nod as the survivor to Metallica because
did we misinterpret the question?
No,
No.
I don't think you did necessarily. I mean, Angel can correct me if it's true. My brain just kind of split down the middle and went one of 2 ways because I always look at everything in really in-depth ways for some reason. But I'm like, no, I definitely agree with that. Where musically, the stuff I'm into, they would definitely be my survivor. But there's also this part of me that if I'm literally just thinking kind of head-to-head battle-wise, I mean, just kind of taking Kerry King alone, nobody's taking that motherfucker down.
Yeah, but
I think if we're gonna go musically, Megadeth would be the.
But we all are wrong. You know why? Because if you had sex and you did drugs, you're gonna die. None of those motherfucking guys in the bands are virgins or sober. Everyone's banged lots of chicks, done lots of blow, lots of heavy drinking. Nobody was ever straight edge. So they all died.
Oh, there you go. Angel.
So rules. Virgins
No, that is true.
live. So Angel, shame on you on that question.
Oh, Angel. So
You
that
gotta
means
find a sober band. You gotta
Angel.
find
So that means that the answer to your question is your beloved Backstreet Boys.
Well, we all know they were doing something with somebody. We just don't know who.
I don't even know.
The Backstreet.
I would hope that they would get killed first.
Oh, wow, they definitely would get killed first. We're gonna get blink.
It would be like watching the Royal Rumble when just everybody turns on that one.
No,
person.
they would slip.
That's
or
just how
something,
it would be. They would
fall.
all just sacrifice the Backstreet Boys.
No, I mean it would motivate Jason to really hunt them down.
NSYNC and Backstreet definitely going.
We need a female. How about a movie with a female serial killer?
It's like Celebrity Deathmatch all over it.
Yeah, we don't have the female killer.
No,
That'd be fun.
That's because Lizzy killed them all.
Lizzy.
She just, that's why the axe is always around. No, absolutely for sure. Well, Mark, Lizzy, we want to thank you guys as always. Thank you for being on our Halloween episode, and we want to let you enjoy the rest of your evening. The biggest thing for me and Angel is always that you guys, just like all of our guests, that you guys had a good time. You felt respected. You enjoyed the questions that were asked, and you felt that everything you wanted to talk about got covered.
Yeah.
I think so.
Do you want to say anything?
We're an inspiration. We always look forward to hearing new music and seeing merchandise.
Thank you, Kim.
Thank you. Thank you.
But by the way, did you want to say anything about your vest, babe?
I absolutely love my Michael vest.
Oh yay!
Thank you.
I love it. It's 45th anniversary of Halloween, so I mean, that's my favorite part.
Absolutely, for sure. Who so this is just a fun one to end on real quick. So Mark, Janet, who plays your Michael Myers?
Like in real life, or
No, like your preferred, like of all the people that have played Michael, like who's your guy?
I love the original because you can't get away from the original.
I don't fucking know, dude. Where's the mask? Who cares?
This is why you can't be friends.
What
You can't watch a movie with him because
I'm
you know
the
what
worst.
he does?
such a cynic, just such a cynic.
Scared, and I'm getting scared, and I like start going over to him and be like, "Oh no, I'm nervous," and I put the blanket up, and he's like laughing, ruining the movie. You can't watch a movie with him. He's the worst. He's the worst. I have to be like, don't do it. Don't mess up the movie. I tell him before we start, do not mess the movie up. Do not laugh when they die.
Don't laugh.
He's like, good. I'm glad you died. I'm like, what? You're not glad. You don't want anyone to die. He ruins it. You don't know which one's Michael Myers. He just watches it and laughs. He's like, this is so stupid. I can run faster than them. I'm like, you're not supposed to say that. You're supposed to let me be scared.
I'm a realist.
I watch Ghost Adventures and I get scared and I come next to him. I'm like, I lay on top of him and he's like, I'm scared again, huh?
Oh, that's fake.
Oh, have they been to Zach Bagan's Haunted Museum?
Okay, Clyde.
Here, it's a good. Mark, Lizzy, Megan has a question for you, real quick.
Yes.
Have you went to Zach Bagan's Haunted Museum?
Not yet.
No, it's on. Have you guys? We want to.
I want to so bad because I love Ghost Adventures.
It is amazing. Like we've seen, they win every year. They win, and they got like new displays. And they have the Annabelle, which you would love. It's and the Ouija boards.
Yes.
That place is just like insane. Like if you go and you take if you follow him and like you see the tours and stuff, and they have. I think he has something. I think it's shit. I don't know if it's tonight or next Wednesday. I think it's tonight. Jay. Missed it. I gotta go watch it later. I'm just kidding. He's doing something with Eli Roth.
Oh.
With their you have to go to Ghost Adventures. See, I'm plugging Zach more than I'm plugging our shit. You gotta go to Ghost Adventures, and he's doing something with Eli Roth. But before we close out, I just want to say this: rockandhorror.com.
Yep.
All our spooky fun merch right now. We're doing free shipping with code free ship. So yeah, support us there. You need something printed? Hit us up. We print for everybody. We even print for bachelorette parties, weddings, bar mitzvahs, strip clubs, whatever.
That's the things that you think of.
Hold on. What do you do for strip clubs?
G-strings, towels, bathrobes, everything. G-strings are the best. No, I'm just joking. We print for everything from schools to golfing to bands to movies to custom to our stuff. Music.
Yeah.
Hit us up. Or not hit us up. Listen to us. Spotify. I don't know what I'm saying. I got the ring light on me for so long.
How do people deal with this ring light? Blind me.
I only do it for
sweating.
pictures and then I'm done. I'm sweating here. I got my new beanie that I made.
Like a fan. Jeez.
Yeah, I need a drink. Happy Halloween.
Clyde's
No.
looking at you, make out with a pumpkin. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
No, seriously, thank you guys for having us. It's always a wild, crazy show. I know when you have us, you guys are like, don't know what we're gonna say, what's gonna come out of our mouths. I know we always go longer than we're supposed to, but why not? We're weird. You're weird. Might as well.
Yeah, we all are weird. I'm thinking about Metal
But
Summit
happy
booty shorts.
Halloween. And oh yay, they put it up on there. US only though. Don't get crazy with us over on Euro yet.
Right.
No, I was just saying about the booty shorts, Metal Summit ones.
What?
Metal Summit booty shorts.
Yeah, you need Metal Summit booty shorts and crop tops.
Right.
Crop.
Yes.
Like the little crop tops. You gotta get your girls wearing it.
They cover double D's.
Double D's? I think we have double D's. We got triple G's over here.
Damn.
Giddy up.
Oh, I believe it for sure. No, but absolutely no. You guys are always like super duper welcome. So like, anytime that something's going on, whether it be, live shows or new singles or whatever, or even if you just, are just like, hey, we have some new things in the pipeline that we just kind of want to like talk about. Like Janet, I got your tag on Facebook that with Joe's post.
Oh yeah, Joe's looking, so you should reach out to him.
So yeah, so I sent him a friend request to just kind of make it easier to like message, and I'll see if he's down, and we'll get him a date. So
Yeah.
so we can definitely make that a thing for sure. But Mark, Lizzy, I appreciate you guys so much. You guys rock. You're my family. I love you guys to death, and have yourselves a great Halloween. And I'll talk to you guys real soon.
All right, buddy.
Hey, happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
You guys be good. Be safe out there.
Metal Summoners, thank you guys so much. Make sure that you're supporting everything that Mark and Lizzy do, whether it be their music, their merch line, as well as their movies and stuff like that. So make sure that you follow their socials at Rock and Horror for everything that they're doing. But they've also got Ghost in Your Heart pages, and you can also follow Vampy and Frankie if you want to.
Oh, baby.
So you can definitely do that as well. Make sure you're following everything that they're doing, because they're constantly also letting people know about deals and discounts and everything that they're doing. So make sure that you guys show them a lot of love and support with what they're doing. Make sure you guys are showing Angel Alamo a lot of support. And Angel Alamo 78 on Instagram. You can also find him on Facebook. You can find me at Just a R&R Junkie on Instagram, and you can find me on Facebook as well. And I also want to give a thank you and a shout out to Strung Jewelry. They picked me up recently as a brand ambassador, so I really appreciate Jenny and Tim for being down for that and showing interest in me and letting me be a part of their brand. So you can get 20% discount on all of your orders by using the code SalemJ. And so on anything that you order. So make sure that you're checking out Strung Guitar String Jewelry at getstrung.com. And thank you to Tim and thank you to Jenny. But thank you to Mark.
Stuff. We have some of their jewelry. They're very good. Very
right.
Yeah.
Yes, they are awesome. They are really, really great. And again, thank you so much to Mark Hall, Lizzy Borden for joining us this evening. And thank you so much to Ghost in Your Heart. We'll let you guys have a fantastic rest of your evening. And also, we always want to shout out, give a little bit of love out to Psycho Steve and Bobby Dreyer as well. So we will see you guys next weekend for the 200th episode of the Metal Summit. We're definitely going to have all guns blazing next week. It's going to be a lot of fun. We will let you guys all know that it will be an earlier episode next week. The guest announcement will still come out over the weekend, but it will be a 5 p.m. Eastern time episode, just because that's what was available for the guest, and we're very, very excited that they're making time for us. So guest announcement over the weekend. Going to be a great one for our 200th episode. On behalf of Mark Hall and Lizzy Borden for Ghost in Your Heart, and on behalf of Angel Alamo and myself, and we will see you guys in a week for another great episode, our 200th, and thank you all for the continued support. We love you. Have a great weekend. Be good to each other. Eat healthy. Drink heavy. And we will see you guys later. Horns up. Fangs out. Have yourselves an absolutely happy Halloween, and we'll see you guys next time. As always, you've been watching